Welcome to 2025.
If you're single in 2025,
what's the age though?
Yeah, what's the age? That's like, what if they're 14?
That's why journalism felt so natural to me. Like,
You're a gossiper.
you know, look, I didn't want to say it.
Because it kind of feels like you're in a relationship with this country that you're in, and it keeps cheating on you.
My bosses, I am so sorry. This was a mistake. This was
That's
a
all right. Hey,
mistake.
to our bosses, it's okay. We'll turn off the comment section.
What have I walked into?
Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode.
Hello.
Oh, wait, no,
Yeah,
hold
man.
on.
Talk to them nice.
Welcome to 2025.
Happy New Year.
It's a new year. Happy New Year.
New year, new me.
That's it.
I hope not, bro.
Nothing has changed.
Yeah, nothing's changed.
Everyone's fit is kind of elevated this week.
Sound life for the people, man.
Trying.
Daniel's changed since he got them new.
Since I got these
Martens.
docs, man.
Oh, you got your
Yeah.
Christmas switch,
Wow,
didn't you?
bro.
I wish I could take these off and show you a little phone call right now.
Ma will save your outfit, bro. Looks very
His
good.
mom.
Yeah, it was actually my mom.
With the help of me, but
Yeah,
his mom,
Chris
yes.
Kringle.
yes.
Hey,
My
man.
mom listens to the pod, so she heard me say it.
I'm happy for you guys. We're losing listeners in the first 2 minutes of the first year. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate all the support last year. The numbers were crazy. I think combined we did well over 9.5 million views on everything.
Come on.
That's everything. I'm counting every last thing. Because I know if you guys look at our YouTube, you're going to be like, what? But no, trust me, everything. We really appreciate it. If you're back and you're not subscribed, that means you really enjoy it. So please do subscribe. It's not the Baghdaddy.
It's Chief Olasoji in the building, baby.
It's your girl Moeezy.
It's the prince.
Welcome.
It's happening.
It is the Prince. He's back too. We have a guest for the very first episode, and this is a guest that I've actually been very keen for a long time. Connected on LinkedIn,
Yeah.
and then I
So
said,
professional.
yeah, which felt so serious. And then I was like, you know what, let me just shoot the shot. And I was like, hey, we do a podcast if you're in Melbourne or if you aren't and you are going to be like, come through, whatnot. And she was like, oh my gosh, I'm a fan. I was like,
Yeah.
I told everyone, I was like, guys, she's a fan.
It was going wild in the group chat, bro.
Yeah. But I'm genuinely curious to have this conversation just because I think you have a career that is so different to anyone else that we've talked to, especially within our age group, especially within your background, especially within so many different things. And I was like, it's pretty dope. So we've got Achol Arok all the way from Sydney is here.
Thank you for having me. It's such a pleasure. I've been looking at your stuff for a while now. I can't remember when you first came up on my TikTok For You page, but since then I've just
scary.
been locked in. So.
Nah, I'm
Glad
just.
to
What's
have
the
you.
perspective?
Yeah, what is
Yeah,
the
true.
outside perspective on us?
I don't know. I can't speak for the masses. But no, but I enjoy it. It's like I'm a big fan of podcasts and like it's part of what I do for work and stuff. So I'm just an avid listener. So when you guys came, you joined the collection. And here I am. So it's
Sensational.
crazy.
Love it.
After this, we'll check your Spotify rap, see where we rank. But
Hey,
for
we
now,
don't-
thank you. We're number
7
one.
minutes on us.
Just take it at word value.
Yeah, yeah,
Don't
yeah.
need the receipts. No.
That's dope.
All right, well, I guess before we get into everything, 2025, what are you personally excited for? And then also, like, what are you kind of anticipating globally? Do you have any sort of
That
ideas?
is scary. I can't.
Bro,
I'm
man,
gonna
like,
manifest.
like she's
I
the
know.
mystic here or
Yeah.
something. She's got the. Bro.
No, I'm personally excited for taking my career to another level. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know where
That was my
I'll
next
be. No, I think I used to think about my career so strictly in like 5-year plans. And be like, you know, when I'm 25, I'm going to do this. When I'm 30, I'm going to do that. And then I realized that, you know, the universe laughs at you and says, try again. So I just had to kind of let go and figure stuff out and really trust my intuition. And when things feel right, I feel like it'll work out. And like world predictions, what does that mean?
I don't know.
That's
What's gonna
scary.
happen?
I don't want to manifest anything.
Fine, I won't make you manifest it. How old are you now?
I'm
if you don't mind.
20, I just turned 24.
Okay.
Yeah, so I turned 24 in October.
Yeah,
And
no,
pretty
that's
recent.
I was gonna say we need context there for the people. Then
Yeah.
as well.
Yes.
In
Yeah.
terms of you say my career,
Career.
job, this, that. So.
Yeah.
What is that? What does that look like?
Okay, let's go back to 2018. Graduated high school, was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. Mum and Dad wanted me to be a doctor. I said, absolutely not.
Did you have Dr. Marks?
No. I didn't even do the subjects
The
in
subjects
VCE.
for it?
Oh, okay.
They were ambitious. Your parents, there were subjects
Yeah.
for it. So there was no way. And I'm just like, I'm not science driven. I, in the sense that I hate needles, I hate blood, I hate medicine, I hate hospitals. Don't. Wait, so what gave them the impression that you?
It's about it being a good career. It's not about what she likes.
Yeah, man.
Exactly.
It's not about me. It could have been anyone.
Fair.
So then I was stronger in subjects like English and literature and whatnot. So
Subjects.
I was like, but I can't do arts. They'll never understand what arts mean. So I thought like, oh, journalism sounds like, a noble pursuit, right? And they didn't exactly agree at first. They were a little bit hesitant in the sense that, like we're from South Sudan and the perceptions of journalists back home are like journalists get killed by the government.
Yes.
They are a targeted minority and, it's not a career that parents encourage their children to pursue. But then once I was able to have those conversations, like, obviously I'm going to do it here in Australia where it's a very safe.
They're going straight back to Juba.
And that's funny because my dad would always tell me, you got to pick up medicine or pharmacy so you can take those skills back home.
Like you can't get popped as a doctor too. Wait, hold on.
So he always had the mindset that whatever you train in here, you're going to take it back home. So he's like, journalism, you can't take that back home. So why would you do it? And then, once I convinced them, then the second fears or concerns were, well, look at the industry here. There aren't people who look like you. So what are the chances of you actually pursuing it? But I'm stubborn, just like my father. So I said, no, you don't know me. They've never met me. So let's just see how it goes. So then I went and did a 3-year degree in media and comms at La Trobe University. And then once I graduated, I was like a little bit fearful because I did my first year in person and then my last 2 years were online. So I really missed out on all the internships and the, the kind of ways that you get employed after university. But then luckily I got an internship at ABC, kind of through the same way we met, like LinkedIn. I just reached out to someone who went to my university. He was black and I said, brother.
Coming to you as a sister.
I said, brother, come on.
That's what.
I can just start hitting people up with the brother Kyle.
Hey, just like this.
He said, sister, scene.
And he was working at the ABC. So Ahmed Yusuf, if you're listening, shout out to you.
Oh,
shout out Yusuf.
no.
Ahmed Yusuf.
Okay,
Yeah. So I reached out to him and he was like, all right, let me see what I
I was
can
about
do.
to say there's not many people that I know, but then clearly there's
one.
still no one.
Everyone on LinkedIn connected with this guy.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
dope.
I reached out to him and he said, okay, let me see what I can do. And he got me an internship and I was so grateful. That got cut early because of
Ahmed.
COVID.
I mean, what's going on, bro?
No, because of COVID. It was Dan Andrews, actually. And then a couple of months went by and they actually called me back. They were like, hey, we can't get you back as an intern, but we can get you back as a casual employee. So then, would you like to do some casual shifts in the newsroom? Of course, I said yes. And then things just kind of rolled from there. I got newsroom experience. I got, my name on a couple stories, across radio, digital, television, and that just kind of unfolded. And then I got the SBS cadetship, so I moved to Sydney to do that. And then now I'm at the Daily Aus, social media first youth media service.
Pretty sick. You know what it was, yeah? Because I think COVID is when everyone was tapping into the Daily Aus, specifically that's when it popped off, right? And I was like, man, I don't listen to news, bro. Now they're trying to take over the social media. I'm not tapping into this. I was like, far out, man. These graphics are starting to look kind of nice. I was seeing it everywhere. The bright colors,
The bright
far out.
colours, yes.
And I was like, fine, I'll give it a follow. It's like, oh, snap, like this, and it's like that's my only news source on socials at the moment, unless it's other people will post stuff from whatever, but I don't have no Channel 7, no Channel 9, none of that. But the Daily Aus, I'm like, yeah, this is.
It's valid.
I can tap in. There's bare topics that I've brought to this podcast solely based off of the 4 tiles on the social media post from the Daily Aus.
That was kind of the appeal for me. I was working in traditional media and I would spend all day running around the city doing these packages, these 1.5 minute TV packages, just for no one my age to watch. And I was like, okay.
Did they end up on the TV often though?
Yeah,
the packages. Okay,
they would end up on TV, but no one our age is watching TV.
Impossible.
So then I thought and now all these news, Australian media, from my analysis, we're trying to move into the digital space. So getting on the socials, getting on the kind of platforms that young people are on, and there's just this rush to get young people's attention, and that was always like the top question that I was asked in those newsrooms. How do we get young people to consume the news? And it's like, well, no one's really watching TV, no one's really listening to the radio, our age at least. So then I just thought, like, I think it's time to pivot into that, like, go hard on that social media journalism. And that's what I've been doing for the past like year or so. So
that's a banger.
It's working out.
I got some questions around that, but I want to follow up on your question around like 2025. And I think we do this every year as well. What is something that we need to leave behind in 2024 as we approach 2025?
As we're in it right now, Carlos.
Yeah, true.
We're in it. When this episode's out.
But yeah, because to be honest, this year's been, last year.
He's done. He's finished.
As Daniel says, a lot of goofy behavior.
I haven't seen enough more.
Yeah, we've seen enough goofy behavior. But yeah, it'd be curious to know, like, what do we need to leave behind? Yeah. And also from you as well, because I think you bring a different perspective in terms of what you've seen.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey guys, we can't bring this along 2025.
That's a really good question. No, someone else go first.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
What do you think?
I mean, we spoke about it briefly. I do like Daniel's thing. We spoke about it a while ago, like the whole goofy behavior. Right?
Elaborate.
Like people acting weird on social media, like the whole social media stuff as well. Okay, there's actually one thing that actually came to my mind.
Go on.
I don't really like this. I feel like some people feel away. But you know when it's your birthday and someone sends you a message saying, hey, like a private message, happy birthday, you're such a good friend.
And then you put
and
it
then
up.
they screenshot it and then they put up on the story, right? I don't like that.
I don't like people screenshotting private messages in general.
Yeah.
Like, even if I'm like, hey man, this was a dope achievement or whatever.
Yeah.
Then that's
For
between
me,
us, buddy.
What it screams out, again, this is just my opinion. What it screams out is insecurity.
Oh, damn, the big insecurity words. Jesus, Carlos. Warm up, bro.
This guy coming out swinging.
Yo.
No.
What happened in 2024 to you?
No, because this is what it is. Imagine I said, bro, you're the funniest guy ever. Right?
see.
It's like you want people to know someone thinks
guy.
you're the
That you're
funniest
funny.
guy.
That's so funny.
You know what I'm saying? So, hey guys, see,
He's going
someone
to
thinks
screenshot that comment right now.
someone thinks I'm cool, someone thinks I'm funny. So I was like,
Gosh.
it happened a lot like last week and the week after before.
Yeah.
I was just like, why are you screenshotting all these private messages? Like, good stuff, but like.
There was a day I sent one, and this person is notorious for it.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know
I'm
you're talking
I'm going on stories. I know this. I just know this message. But it's a message that you have to send because they need it. But I'm like, this is the only one. So I just have to brace. Huh? Yeah. I just have to brace myself.
What did you say?
It was just like I think it might have been an encouraging one, or it was either I don't remember what it was. But I think it was
Heartfelt. For
heartfelt.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
So
You just
funny.
you get in your bag because I did literature as well. I get my you know. I was like, I know where this is going. I know the end user is going to be her followers.
When you know you're going to end up on the stories, do you know? Put a little...
So you have to check the
Use like big words.
You want people to be like, damn, who wrote this?
You don't do I'm excited for you. I'm elated
He's a
to see your
poet.
journey transpire.
He's a poet. Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah, we need to leave that behind. I don't want to see that.
Yeah,
I'm not going to
fair.
lie.
I
don't
hear
want
it.
to see that.
Okay.
Carlos also doesn't like single people in 2024.
Oh yeah.
Carlos thinks if you're
Hey,
single
Carlos.
in
Did
2025,
he say it with
Yeah.
chest
he
last
said,
episode?
he said if you're single in 2025, you're childish.
Okay.
Which is insane. Like,
Okay.
what an
Should
opinion
I leave
to have.
now or later?
Yeah, I'm going to say it out loud.
Say it with
No.
chest.
Okay.
If you're single in 2025, during 2025,
What's the age though?
Yeah, what's the age? That's like, what if they're 14?
Not everyone.
we have young listeners.
Okay.
to be honest-
I have to fight you on this.
Yes,
No.
please.
No,
Yeah.
to be honest, this is more around my environment and my friends. Right? So my friends is anywhere between that 25 to, let's say, 28, 29.
Good.
You're lucky just turned 24.
No.
You're lucky
By
just
a
turned
teeth.
24.
He just changed the age.
No, kind of makes sense.
Last week he said 22.
Yeah. Stay with your chest
In my
king.
opinion, 22, you shouldn't be in a relationship.
Oh, new one. Okay, he's got
You-
double.
you-
Bro, how many swings?
No, 22, you're navigating the world, you're learning, you don't know what
Gotcha.
love is yet, you know what you're looking for.
It's not wrong. Every relationship we were in at 22 ended. So,
The one that worked as Mao and Daniel, you know what I mean?
hey, but that's different.
That's
That's different.
different. But you don't know many 22-year-olds.
Yeah.
getting married
That
now
lasted,
or whatever,
yeah.
right? That last.
Preach,
But
preach
yeah,
up.
2025 June, you're single, you're childish to me.
Damn, bro.
Okay, I have to fight this.
Especially my friends,
Fight him,
like
please,
you,
fight him.
brother. I'm tired of you,
Brother?
bro. Guys, I'm tired of you, right? Being single, like settle down.
He said
find
there's
a-
no more what's good tonight, boys.
Bro, like I'm tired of it. Like, bro, why am I
June is
seeing
gonna
you
come,
out?
and then I'm gonna turn 25 in October, and I'm gonna be in that group.
Damn.
Damn,
You gotta start working now.
tough.
Like what?
Okay.
Like, are you not looking?
No, Carlos.
Okay, firstly,
Yeah, what? Sydney doesn't have good people?
it's a choice.
Let's
go.
Cool.
Don't get it twisted.
She has the power.
Word.
No. Okay, Sydney's dating pool. Oh my god, don't even get
Damn,
me
is Australia just all...
started.
Is this very bad? Because Melbourne is pretty bad from what I
Yeah,
heard.
it's pretty bad, and
Jeez.
Melbourne's pretty bad, which is why I'm just like,
Adelaide.
yeah, you reckon?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It's not worth it. The way I look at it, it's like I haven't met anyone worth it.
Goodness gracious.
It sounds.
I agree
it
with
sounds
this.
tough, and it sounds so harsh, but it's like I'm in my bag. I'm never gonna be this young. I'm never gonna be
That's true.
this like driven. I'm never gonna be this like independent.
So lock in.
Like I've got to lock in, and I feel like I grew up my whole life being like told by like my parents, the only like you're nothing if you're not married. You know, you're nothing
Like
if
that
you're
doctor
not.
stuff is cute and all, but
Yeah,
like,
but you need to be married.
But it's like, where's your husband? Where's
Yeah.
your kids? And now that I am reaching, I'm going
25.
to turn 25. Okay, relax. Why so loud?
You see the whole year.
Uncle K.
And yeah, being asked every year, where's your husband? I'm like,
That's actually mad.
what is the point?
Do you ever ask them, where's yours?
Well,
Ah.
I don't know. Sorry. I don't know.
Some aunties do need to hear that one
Yeah,
back.
but they do. Oh
I'm
my
not trying to start by
They're gonna come back to your parents.
yeah, that's none of my
I mean,
business.
you did mention you were in a long-term relationship, yeah.
I
Yeah.
was.
So you did give it a go. It's not
I
like
did.
you didn't.
I did.
Yeah.
Wait, why are you guys acting like she doesn't want to be in a relationship ever? She's just saying she's in
Yeah,
a bag
just-
now
no,
Of
until
course,
she
no,
sees the
I'm
right
saying
person.
She gave it a
How
go, so
come
now
give it
it's
the
the
bag?
time where you're focusing on yourself.
Yeah, and that
Yeah, Carlos.
No, but she also
Because
did
it actually
say
is a
there's no one
distraction
good.
if it's not a good thing.
genuinely.
Yeah, that's true.
Genuinely. I just think like, yeah, that relationship was when I was like, 19 to
yeah.
22
That's
or whatever.
different.
And I was
right
like,
there,
okay.
22.
That was the cutoff. I had
He
to.
knows.
Yeah, and I just like, now that I think about it, I'm like, oh, that was so much emotional energy, mental energy, and now it's like my formative years. I'm like figuring out who I am. I'm figuring out what I like. I'm figuring out what I don't like. I'm figuring out what I want my future to look like.
Yeah.
And then once I have an idea of what that is, then I can find someone to fit it rather than finding someone and forcing them to fit
That
what
mold.
I figure out later.
Yeah.
Because she's trying to figure out, like, do I?
Yeah, I'm not rushed about it. I'm just like, it's no time.
Yeah, so it literally there's no rules to this.
Yeah.
There's actually no rules to this.
isn't.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So everyone's in a relationship, huh?
Yeah.
That's
Well,
embarrassing.
like, you guys moving brand new and different.
Can I say something? I haven't voiced my disdain for Carlos's opinion because I don't want to sound like a hater or doubting my own life or whatever. But it's
okay.
like, you actually can't speak as bold as you are until you're married.
True.
Because
And
you
even
don't know
then-
what the future holds for any of
Yeah,
us.
And even then,
That's crazy.
But no, but I'm
And
just,
even then, facts.
yeah.
sorry, no, but of course we are strong.
Yeah, you're strong.
Hey, man.
Man, you're strong. You're strong. No, yes, you do bring a valid point. It's just in my environment, I don't see my friends saying what you're saying. Like, I'm focused, I want to do this. I wanna do that. They're just still
Outside.
not serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you can't
Yeah.
be 2025 and not serious. You have to be serious. Doesn't mean that you have to be in a relationship, but yeah, but you get
Yeah.
the idea.
I think that's the thing. They tell, especially in our community, they tell women that like, yeah, you're not serious unless you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
And maybe that's a very like westernized mentality or like that fourth wave feminism coming out. But I'm like, no.
You say fourth wave.
There's been
Yeah.
3 waves.
I was about to ask what happened to the first, second.
That's in the past.
Okay.
But like that
Need to
new
research.
age feminism where
Right.
like we're independent women, we're living in the cities by ourselves, we have our own money, we're in our own bag, and that's kind of the narrative that at least I want to
Yeah,
push for
it's
myself.
packing. It is packing you all up though. Eh?
It's what?
It's packing you guys up. That whole
wait.
like.
Yeah, like
the independence thing,
every
and it's sad
dub
because like
from
this
it has
is
an
beautiful
L.
to see, but then it's like it's like that's the one thing that's also scaring away I mean, to be honest, maybe they should be scared away. Those are the,
Exactly.
those are the
Scared
not
away,
worth
that's
it.
a them problem. But this
literally
is
a
the
them
thing that I think like worries me when I speak about this. So like there's a fine line between like wanting to be an independent, you know, strong black woman, whatever, and then being a man hater.
Yeah.
I do not hate men.
Misandry.
Yeah,
I like that word.
when it goes into misandry, that's when I'm like, all right, I've got to take the
Let me rein
badge
it in.
off. Yeah. I'm not part of that group. I'm just like I'm doing my own thing. And like,
Of course.
You know what
That's
kills
it.
me? Like if you're in a conversation like this with someone, and then like let's say it's a discussion or something, and someone's heated on your side,
they
but
take
then
it way too
they
far.
take it too far. Oh, hold on, wait! Don't align me with this person right here. Man. That's
I'm not part of that.
yeah.
So do you do galentines?
I don't know what that is.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
girls' Valentine's.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure.
So I can be convinced.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah,
You don't.
me and the girlies. It's all year round.
Yeah,
That's
oh,
the
yeah.
thing.
That's
all
it.
year
That's
round.
it.
All year round. Me and the girls, we go strong.
Now I'm trying to think. What are we leaving then, man? Huh?
Okay, I think we leave behind dating apps.
Dating apps. I'm about it.
No, but
Don't you
then
guys
that's
have a deal with Bumble at the Daily Aus?
Okay, firstly, don't misinformation. Okay, fact check.
Fact check,
Was it Tinder? No,
Oh, even better.
no, it wasn't. No, I don't think so.
I'm talking crap. I just feel like I remember something Daily Aus and Bumble, but maybe I'm just
Probably. I don't
speaking of
know.
us.
Generational link up. What's going on?
Leave behind that. That's a
I think we've
huge
gotta
part
leave.
of dating.
I know, but like,
It shouldn't be.
it shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be.
I think what dating apps have devolved into, strong word, it's enough.
Okay.
It's enough. We've got to like, people are losing the art of connecting.
Yeah.
People are losing the art of talking, like chatting up each other in the bar,
yeah.
chatting each other up in like the clubs. God forbid I go there. And my
That's why
big
she left
20
Melbourne. Said, I don't want your stinky hands.
Real quick, I saw one of my friends in the weekend. He was like, yeah, man, I got a girl now. I was like, wow, yeah, cool, bro. That's really good to see. Where'd you guys meet? At the club. I was like, how
2 weeks and he's single.
Dude spat his drink out. Right?
yeah, sorry, carry on.
Yeah, but I just think it's like I don't know. I deleted them maybe like 6 months ago. When I went to Sydney, I was like, okay, like let me try like Hinge, whatever.
Step out.
You know, let me step out. And Hinge was like the dating app for like young professionals, and it was like a little bit more elevated and like it's like LinkedIn Junior. You know?
It is the best one, to be fair, out of the lot.
That's what I was
Yeah.
told. As soon as I got on it, I said enough, no more. Like I can't. It's just people have no decorum. People don't know how to and. Look, I'm not gonna. I don't want Hinge to
Generalize, do it.
Hating on it.
Generalize.
But also, there's the other layer of being black in a city like Sydney, where there aren't a lot of black women, and these white men just don't know how to act.
Fair.
They get too gassed or that's interesting.
It's
I definitely I forgot I might have been talking to you about this whole dating app thing. I was like, this is even beyond that. I was just like, the social media landscape and the way that people are interacting on it. I'm like, I don't think it's not conducive for
Healthy future.
futures and healthy sociable young people that can contribute to society well sometimes, you know what I mean? So I definitely agree with the leaving behind the apps, but it's just the space is definitely I know a lot of people, there's more people that are like, this was cool, but I'm out, as opposed to be like, yo, my love of my life.
and it's like
There's success stories,
definitely
but not as many. Yeah.
not as many. And I think and there's this idea that like, because you're constantly swiping, you're always thinking there's a better one.
Yes.
There's a better one. There's a better one. So no one really wants to lock in.
It's a really unhealthy rewiring of the brain. I think that's the part that scares me with the dating apps, porn. Like, they kind of go hand in hand a lot of the time, where it's like you're kind of just on face value looking, and it's like once I'm done, just swipe. And it's like after literally 7 messages, it's like, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like it's never been a time in society where you kind of treat people that way, where it's like, you can look at them and be like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
Right, but it's like you still probably have to have like a 1 minute conversation with someone. You know what I mean?
Some respect.
And you don't also just go straight to like weird topics or I know like a lot of people's struggles with it is like, if they actually have genuine intentions, like 95% of people are just like, I just want something quick. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not a very normal way to go about things, but it's rewiring people's brains to feel like that is.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
That's scary. Like,
And I know people who are like, damn, like my self-esteem's kind of low. I need a dopamine hit. Let me get on the apps. Like,
No
let
way.
me have them tell me how cute I am.
Oh yeah,
You know?
right.
And it's like, that's so unhealthy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, guys just doing this.
It's the that's the other thing. The male and the female experience of it is totally
Very
completely
different.
like different. Where it's like I can see how for a woman it's a dopamine hit because guys are just like it's right. And girls are like no, I don't like his career.
Height. Yeah.
Seriously.
Nah,
Yeah.
with that,
dating apps,
I can put a stamp on that one. Yeah,
Okay.
okay. Oh, this is tough, man.
Okay, I use TikTok quite a bit. And I think I feel like a few content creators, I don't know if you're thinking what I'm thinking, but I think what we need to leave behind is sharing stories straight away. So there's been a lot of instances where people come on TikTok, they share a perspective of a story that they have, and now everyone's running to that other individual's TikTok, like bashing them. Because I know there was a specific story that like literally was on the news. It was just everywhere about there was a market and then there was a small
just the
business.
cup?
And yeah,
Oh my
she was
God.
selling
I
a cup.
remember.
Yes. And then
Yeah,
there was
yeah,
like an influencer. I don't exactly know. I might butcher it a little bit, but there was an influencer who went and then she ended up buying the cup. Apparently the cup was like very expensive
150 or something.
and it had 2 handles on it. Anyways, so the influencer who went online and started sharing her story? She's like, yeah, this cup's super expensive. Like I didn't even know that it had 2 handles, all of this. And you know, it's not even like a valuable cup, blah, blah, blah. Lo and behold, when the small influencer, the small business came out and started explaining, no, this is actually what happened, it was already kind of not too late. Lucky for her, she was able to, you know, regain the people's trust and stuff. But when the influencer came out and started explaining the story, people were bashing the small business. Like, how could you sell something so expensive, 2 handles, like blah, blah, blah. But then later on, she goes to explain, like, it's actually for like adults who need it, who need the assistance to hold the cup and all that stuff. So for me, I'm like, why are you just coming on the story? And you didn't share the full story. You didn't say that you knew the price. You knew that the handle was there. You didn't disclose all of those different details. But
I
instead,
think you're doing this wrong now.
How?
The rest of the story.
I'm not. That's the story.
Okay, yeah, cool,
No,
cool.
that's the story.
Cool, because I
But
think I broke
anyways,
the news on the pod about this one. But cool.
But I heard on Shameless, please. Shameless, you know, they gave me the lowdown. But anyways, what I'm saying is jumping on, being quick to jump on the story and going and sharing your experience without actually disclosing full details. Because a lot of the times people get caught in the crossfire. They either get hate if it's a small business. Now their business is flunking because, you know, misinformation, or even if it's just like an individual, like you've spoken ill on their name now without them being able to like come and share their story. So I think we just leave all of that nonsense behind, honestly. Just leave it behind.
I want to ask
The news wouldn't exist if we didn't.
I was
do
about to
that.
ask on a journalism bag. Then how do you jump the gun on
because-
news? No, this is separate.
okay.
But just because we're aligned right now, I'm like, how do you? How do you guys
Well-
not send it and then get complete like Carlos and say 17 trillion people passed away in Western Australia from COVID? Like, how do you? Yeah. What's the process of like, all right, guys? So this is what we know right now.
Yeah.
I guess the integrity. How does it come through?
Yeah, so there's like, firstly, we decipher where the first drop is coming from and whether it's a reliable source to begin with. And then if it is, you chase it through the kind of traditional channels. So let's say, like, in a story like that, like, I don't know, but you would go to the business, you would ask what happened, you would go to the person who's making the allegations, you would ask what happened, and then you present both sides of the story and let the audience come up with their own opinion on who's in the right and who's in the wrong. And there are all these other, like, in the process, you've got to be like fact checking and you've got to be like, you know, oh, she says that her business does this. Okay, let's go to the
Does she
business
actually?
side and does it actually do that? And like, there are all these channels that you've got to go through to fact check.
Yeah.
And this is like, happens to every story, whether it's government, you have to go to both sides.
Yeah,
If it's
yeah.
a government announcement, you've got to go to the opposition. If it's a, you know, if something's happened on the road, an accident, you've got to go to the ambulance, police, and
TAC.
yeah.
Yeah, because God forbid being my face saying absolute misinformation on the internet, big internet.
That's
And
my biggest fear.
That's
That's my
Oh,
biggest
you know they're gonna bring other things into it.
suddenly
guys,
comes the
if-
South Sudanese journalist. Suddenly.
For real.
Because is the goal to always be first?
No,
to be the
not
first
with
one.
us. We value accuracy and over being the first one to break a story. And you know, not to name names, but there are certain channels that rush and they get things wrong, and the consequences are detrimental to businesses, to individuals, to communities, and we've seen that happen so many times. Like, I don't know if you guys remember over the weekend. The Age. I don't know if you guys read The Age, but on their front page, they had a story about what.
Oh, this one they
Oh
put
my
Peter
goodness,
Ball?
yes,
And they
Peter
put a
Ball.
photo
Oh yeah,
of
that
Peter
was
Ball.
hilarious,
Yeah.
but
I was
stupid.
thinking that in my head.
Ridiculous.
Amateur
Crazy.
mistake. And this is what happens when you're like, I can't say what happened because obviously there must have, the paper would have gone through a lot of hands. Maybe it's an issue of just like lack of diversity. They think we all look the same.
Yo.
I don't know, but it's just like those little moments that I think are taken for granted when it comes to.
Yeah.
I think
So he's
that-
a runner, he's a track star, yeah. Go for it.
I think there's been a few stuff that popped out like the last couple of years where it's like, how is this on the newspaper, right? So from your perspective, is that an actual error or people just don't know what they're doing? Because I think, what was it? I think there was like a job advertised that was going on.
Nah, keep cooking. I'm
Two
with you.
years ago.
I'm with you.
And then what they were asking for, they're like, we don't want someone that's African, we don't want this, we don't want that, we don't want this, right? And then I think the next day people called them. I was like, yeah, what is this? Take it down, right?
Was it the aged care?
I don't. Yes,
role,
yes, yeah,
I think.
yeah.
I think I remember seeing that.
But in your perspective, stuff like that, like, do people just get it wrong, or people are just, you know, in that situation, it's like, does this keep someone, or everyone just say, yeah, tick it off, yeah, go, and then it's published?
It's really hard because it's in those bigger companies. There's so much bureaucracy.
Yeah.
There's
Right.
so many like kind of channels in the ladder or whatever, and it goes, and that's like part of it, which confuses me. Where it's like if so many eyes have seen it, why?
How's this published?
Yeah, but then at the other time, it's like everyone's so slammed. Media is so fast
Just constantly.
moving, and it's so like, and it's kind of like maybe, oh, like if he's seen it, I'm sure it's fine, you know, and it just goes through.
Especially when someone trusts your word, you're like, yeah, she's not gonna get it wrong, or
Yeah.
he's not gonna get it wrong.
So it's like, and you know, when you work in an industry that's so dependent on people, human errors happen. So it's like
crazy.
it happens, but
Yeah, but I guess you'd expect like in, like let's say the sports section or whatever, it's like the people are actually interested in sport,
yeah,
so they would know, right? Because like for example, right now, like if there was something to do with Australian influencers, but they were talking about like, you know, the Bondi ones, like the Tammy Hembros and these ones, I'm like, I actually wouldn't be able to know who's who based on like if you put all the names in front of me and all the pictures of them, like, I actually
You'd be like, yo,
I'll get it wrong
Copy
too.
legit.
But you would think that there's someone in that, I don't know,
would
the
know.
gossip section or whatever that
Absolutely.
knows, oh no, that's not Tammy. You know what I mean? Like, and
You would
gets it
hope.
right. But yeah.
So you'd hope.
You'd hope. Yeah, literally, you'd hope. Yeah.
Honestly, I can't say. I don't know if they had come out and apologized. I
I don't think
they,
we even like wait
Pushed.
for it anymore these days. Like we don't push for anything
We're
like
just
that.
like,
It's like,
this is-
yeah, we guess.
honestly, and that's part of the reason why I feel like newsrooms just need that diversity. They need that kind of like that cultural check, that tone, like someone to tone check the newsroom. I almost feel major newsrooms need. Yeah.
What's it like working at Daily Aus then, like setup wise? Like how big is the team? How diverse is the team? How
The team is about 25 of us. And the way I look at it, there's almost two parts of the team. There's the editorial team, who are like the journalists and the editors and whatnot. And then there's the commercial side, which is like our product managers, our brand partnerships team and stuff like that. And surprisingly, we make do. Like for me, it was really scary joining the Daily Aus because I had only ever worked at the public broadcasters like SBS and ABC, which are like these massive institutions, and you know, and there's all this bureaucracy, and kind of leaving that safety and stability of it and coming to what is kind of a startup was like a big like jump.
Yeah.
But you know, yeah.
I feel like you gain more from being in a space like the one you're
figure it
in,
out.
because like in the bigger corporates, I guess, like you get much better at your role, but only your role. But I would imagine like with yours, it's like you get better at yours, but you get aware of skills
What's
and
going
across
on
so
around,
much more, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Which is-
like I've never worked so closely with brands and
Yeah.
like partnerships, commercial side of a business. Whereas like at SBS, that was kind of like its whole.
You will never see that
You
either.
never see.
Who's John from marketing?
Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah. and yeah, you're forced to be like multifaceted and like my role is literally a multi-platform journalist, so I'm doing it all.
Makes sense.
Is that the one in the LinkedIn too?
That's on the
Multi-platform.
LinkedIn,
Come on.
Just real quick, because before you said you normally go to this side, hear this story, go to that side, hear this story. How easy is it to push a narrative, right? Because I think, especially
this.
going back, a couple of years, the African stuff that was going on,
Yeah.
the violence and whatever. I think from the public, especially Africans, were saying, the media kept pushing narrative, they kept pushing this. From your perspective, is that what's happening, or is it no? This actually happens every day to a point where we're just presenting what's been happening.
Okay,
Nuance. This is lace.
it's really hard.
You can say no. You can say no comment is business.
I don't. You guys cut stuff out, right?
Whatever
Can
you
if
want.
you need to.
Okay, like I don't want to say it would be so easy to push out a narrative, but it is. You see certain media organizations that have clear biases and clear agendas, and it's very obvious. Like News Corp, for example, we all know News Corp is right
Notorious.
leaning and a lot more conservative, and they push out an agenda, and that's how the African Gangs campaign happened,
Yeah.
because there was like, and even when you look at the stories at the time, they were like presenting it as facts, like this happened and this is what's happening and these are the stats with African crime and whatnot, but you're distorting the facts to portray
your narrative.
To
fit
fit
your
your
narrative,
narrative,
and actually the African communities underrepresented in Australian, like in the prison system and the criminal justice system, like because we're so tiny. We're literally, Africans as a whole, we're 2% of the entire population. Like we are not out here running this criminal,
Syndicate.
syndicate. And when you don't go to the communities, like they eventually did once, like I feel like Australian media had this like awakening moment where they're like, wait.
Just one eye. Like,
Still yawning.
It
Yeah.
took them a while to now be part of the queue.
It took them a while, but like those early reportings, you would see like there would not be a single voice from the community kind of speaking.
And if
on
there
it.
ever was, it's the wrong one. Bro. Where did you find Uncle
wrong
from?
uncle,
Where did
man.
Uncle come from?
I don't know how true this is as well, because people will say
It's the truth.
There's problem.
Big problem.
That is so funny. That is so funny.
that's actually so true. Damn. I lost.
I was going to say, you definitely forgot what you were trying to say.
This guy made me laugh too good.
Yeah. But
Yeah, no, I was gonna
There, I
say
knew you'd get it.
because it felt like, I don't know if this is true or not because I wasn't paying attention, but it felt like people were saying they were using the same videos over and over again. It's like, wait, hold on, this video was from like 3 months ago, right? It's almost like this is not new, but you're presenting it like it's new,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that I think that's why everyone's like, are you trying to? Is the media pushing
Yeah.
this when it's actually not true?
Yeah. Maybe it's a little bit of that. Maybe it's just laziness. Like it takes time to go out and shoot new footage. And
You're gonna get clicks if you just throw this one out.
Yeah. So there's like a multitude of factors that go into it, but at the end of the day, it wouldn't be hard for certain newsrooms to push out narratives, and yeah, we see it happen.
All right. So is the correct news outlet, should it be unbiased completely,
I think so.
and it shouldn't have a political leaning at all?
I think so. I think it should be like, unbiased. I think there are certain topics that we all agree as a society that are, wrong. And like, for example, there's kind of a general consensus in media about climate change. We all agree that climate change is real.
Yep.
And we all agree that there's no unbiased. It shouldn't be an unbiased topic. Climate change is real. It's affecting us every day. It's affecting, and that's one of the examples of one thing that we aren't biased. But in every other sense, I think it should be like our job is kind of to present both sides of the story, all facts, and let the people decide what they want to make.
Just create chaos.
And let them, I think we insult people's intelligence when we try to feed them a narrative or we try to tell them how to think.
Yeah.
I think it's tough, especially when someone feels like I am part of that community, right? So it's like I don't want people to accept my community. So that's why they tend to push. I would assume so. Right? This is my opinion.
Absolutely.
Whatever, right? So if it's African, if it's a particular group that you belong to, it's like, hey, I want people to accept us. So why would I present both sides? Like, let's try to push this a little bit more so society can accept it.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. I think there are certain stories that, like, this is gonna probably get me fired, but like, not every voice deserves a platform. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
one of the last stories I did before I left Melbourne was on the African gangs community and the reporting of the African gangs community, the South Sudanese community, and how the African gangs campaign affected them. So it was like 2022 and the Victorian election was coming around, and my story was kind of about 4 years on, because it was an election campaign, the 2018 election campaign. That's why they were pushing it so hard.
Right.
4 years on, it's 2022. The Victorian Liberals claim that they're a new type of Liberal. You know, Matthew Guy is now Matt Guy. You know, change. You know, Matt 2.0.
Yeah.
And they've ditched that tough on crimes campaign, but the impacts are still like reverberating through the community.
Yeah.
So I kind of did a story like that. I wasn't going to give the Liberals, you know, like it would.
There you go. Just walk off and just change like everything different. Okay.
Yeah, but I still had to get their opinion on the story. So I reached out to the Liberals. Like, I couldn't leave them out the story.
Right.
Of course.
But and there's like a certain balance that you had to get right. So like, it involved me going into the South Sudanese community, asking young people, young Africans, how did that campaign affect you? Is it going to influence your decision going into the next election and whatnot? And then going to the Liberals and being like, this is what happened. These are the stories of the communities.
What do you have to say?
Yeah, what do you have to say? And of course, they gave me the PR. We've changed, you know, this is not us anymore.
I mean, I was going to say, like, at the end of the day, news can be a tool, though. And I think there are moments and times when it should be utilized for that. Let's say if there are bad narratives, then facts should be used to... Like, you can still use facts to also present why...
Hopeful narratives.
Hopeful narratives, or why, let's say, something is being portrayed incorrectly for a long time. News can be used as a tool to, like, even though there's an agenda still technically behind the way you're using the facts, but the facts are the facts, and this is just a way to kind of say, no, actually, we've had a very unbalanced view of this thing here. Let's bring this down to try to centralize our view or something like that a little bit more. So it's still a tool at the end of the day, which is useful.
And I think even with a story like that, like, if I'm putting, like, platforming young Africans who are telling their stories on camera and telling us how that, you know, campaign impacted them, and then I have Matthew Guy right after being like, no, that wasn't us, we've changed. The audience is going to see through it. You know, I don't have to tell them that what they did was bad. And like, the human stories kind of speak for themselves. So it's like, I'm doing my job by presenting both sides, and if people get it, they get it.
You put it out, it'll be easy, man.
You know?
I guess with since you're a digital first platform, digital only, right?
Yeah, social media.
Yeah.
Kind of,
So the aim obviously is still to inform people about what's going on. How much of how much importance is the discourse that takes place in the comment section towards your channel? Because I feel like being a online only thing, it's like feels a bit more significant than like for Channel 7 or for Channel 9 or for what, you know what I mean? Like that comment section. So I don't know, how much do you guys... I guess like
turning off comments sometimes.
Yeah, you guys do.
Well, I wanted to preface this by saying, like, obviously, answer what you want to answer. We can cut out whatever, because like, I don't want you to lose your job or anything like that. But it's like, specifically with like the Palestine Israel stuff, like, comments always get turned off for that.
Yeah.
When it's posts about a certain party of the conflict, you know what I mean? So and I'm curious what the discourse is in office for that. Obviously, you don't have to go into that fully, but like, because I think that's one thing where people, like you're saying, you know, like if I put the young Sudanese people and I put Matthew Guy, and people can kind of decipher. It's like, as someone who pretty frequently looks at like the Daily Aus for like news and stuff, whenever I look at it, I'm like, oh, well, it's clearly there's a something here, right? It's like, at its best, it can be massaged into, we're just, you know, trying to not create conflict in the comment section. But I honestly think things are a bit more cynical, or Well, I don't know, but that's how I view it.
Cut the cameras. Yeah. So, for example, like for us, turning off the comments there are multiple reasons, and like we turn off comments for multiple stories. I think a lot of people don't understand that. Like, well, one of the main reasons we turn off comments is if there is an potential that it could incite hateful comment or hate in the comments, and like that's just not kind of the space we want to cultivate. Secondly, legal responsibilities that we have when it comes to certain stories. So like if we're reporting on a story that is currently in court, we can be held liable for kind of the commentary that goes on.
That's fair.
So it's a way of protecting ourselves.
Oh wow, you can be held for what other people are.
Yeah,
yapping?
because it's social media. Yeah. The yapping in the comments.
Yeah.
Let's set off all our comments, boys.
Nah, run it up, man. Good point.
Yeah.
I
need it.
So it's like this clause that where like news organizations where that's why a lot of comments
Moderated.
Are moderated, not just us but like a lot of
channels.
Channels, and there are other news organizations like that will have no comments on any of their posts.
Yeah, I would never see it in like the TikToks and like Channel 9,
7 and
Channel
all them.
sorry,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Channel
facts.
7.
They often have the comments
Never be
off.
off.
Yeah.
And because you will see a lot of hate on their stories, and I don't fully agree with turning off comments completely.
Yeah.
I think if we are encouraging people to have dialogue and like think critically about what we're feeding them and the world around them, then we need to provide them a forum to do that, and that's like the comment section almost. So I don't agree with but it's a tricky space. It's
for sure.
It's a very divided Australia we live in. So it's just,
you guys foster a pretty. Because I think you guys
environment.
You guys give pretty neutral. Like at least for me, whenever I've read the things, they seem to be pretty like unbiased. This whether it's the swipe post, whether it's the video reporting, whatever. But the comments and the fan base is pretty left leaning, quite heavy, right?
Yeah.
How did that happen? Was that?
It's the colourful post, man.
It is, yeah. They saw rainbows and they said it's us.
It brings the nicer people down.
Like, is there a reason that happened? Was it just the fact that it's digital and early adopters of digital stuff tend to be
I have no idea.
less conservative?
I think it's just like I have no idea actually. It's maybe the fact that the kind of people, the way I look at the audience at the Daily Aus is more like it's a community. These are people who care about like
World
contributing,
issues
world issues and
Yeah.
contributing to these conversations that are happening around them.
Yeah.
And they're the ones who will consistently show up in our comments, and it's like a real environment, like a real community. And then you'll have the one post that like
Triggers her.
triggers everyone.
I love that person. I normally hate what they're saying, but I love that they exist.
Yeah, and
That's
like
hilarious.
and it'll happen, and you just can never predict what people care about.
Yeah.
And like
True.
when I look at our demographics, it's mainly young women who are engaged in our like stories and kind of show up.
Yeah.
But you can never kind of predict what the comment sections will look like.
What's your favorite thing and least favorite thing to report on?
Oh,
Or like whether it's I don't know, whether it's sports or geographic stuff or political stuff or like, you know what I mean? Or if you have a specific niche within one of them
yeah.
that you're like, I love this or I hate this.
Oh, it's really hard. I find that I end up doing a lot of political stuff.
Yep.
And I really enjoy that.
Yep.
I think people think that politics doesn't impact them, but it does.
Oh, 100%.
Politics starts at the top in Parliament House in Canberra, but then it trickles down all the way to
Every level.
like the grassroots level of anywhere. So I think I enjoy like thinking about that and thinking about how these policies made up here actually impact.
Yeah. What's the
People
little
down
micro
here.
influences that it all has? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I enjoy politics. Least favorite, probably sports. I won't lie.
She's the one that put the photo of Peter Ball.
I think that's him.
I said enough. Can't cut this column.
Wow, really?
No, I just
Fair.
I don't follow any sports.
Yeah.
So when I have to report on it, like thankfully we have a sports reporter who takes care of all of that. But whenever, sorry,
A guy?
yeah.
Why asking?
I don't know. I would love to see
his
some
name was
diversity
Guy.
and for like a woman to be like, I love.
Yeah, there
Cricket,
are.
well,
There are. just not me.
It's fair.
Yeah, I don't follow sports.
thing.
Not my thing.
sense.
Yeah, they're just little characters to me.
No,
I do
on
hear
the
it.
TV,
It
right?
is-
Yeah.
It's very unimportant to news of the world when you think about it, but it's probably the only news that makes people happy.
It provides
Yeah.
a balance.
Look,
because it's
Yeah.
too much. Yeah.
I won't get caught agreeing that it's unimportant. It's important. Sports is important.
Very important.
It brings people together.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's
Unify.
important.
Yeah.
But it's
Universal
like
language.
it's not gonna dictate whether we're getting bombed or not. You know what I mean?
No,
Like, maybe. I don't
No,
know.
Drogba.
Maybe.
Whoa.
Yeah, facts actually.
Drogba.
Facts.
Sporting supposed to be so fun though.
It is a lot of fun. I think the sports reporters have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you just don't when you're part of it at all.
Not my type of fun.
So are you
None
constantly
of your team.
switched on even when you're not at work? Like, do you
Yeah.
have to constantly, like, on your phone, do you just follow a lot
Yeah.
of news,
And read
like
stuff,
channels
what's
and
going on?
read stats? Are you very knowledgeable in those areas?
I wouldn't call myself knowledgeable, but I really do enjoy reading the news. I really am like, my phone goes off at like 100 times a day just with news apps.
Deleted all those apps.
It's okay. You can say you're not. Like you're allowed to be. I say I'm the smartest person in the world on this podcast. I know everything.
I like to be informed. I
Yeah.
like to know what's going on. I like to know
Yeah.
what is happening,
Makes sense,
and because it impacts us so much, I think and I think that's why journalism felt so natural to me, like just always being
You're a gossiper.
You know, look, I didn't want to say it.
You were yapping, huh?
Professional.
You yapping.
Yeah. it's sometimes it genuinely feels like I'm a professional gossiper. Like I hear
Yeah, you are.
something and I'm like, wait, okay,
Little
and then I
sauce on there.
go, I go
Then you
mess
Andrew.
Hey guys, they said. What do you think? That's what you said.
Yeah, isn't it crazy that they said this about you? If I were you, I would have.
I would have kept it. Man.
This happens in general every so you just got a microphone and a recorder to it as well.
Read it again.
Wait, so on your
love it.
favorite thing to report on is politics.
Yeah.
What would be your either ideal person to sit down and chat to, or your like ideal story to break, or something like that? I don't know if breaking a story matters as much at the Daily Aus, but like in general.
Well, I don't know. I feel like I would love just once in my career to break a story about like corruption or something like.
you did
that's
the
a cool
investigation.
So
one.
exactly why your parents told you not to do this, but
Yeah, like I would love to break an
you done
investigation about like a corruption in
the
any
government.
in any part of the
Whistleblower.
government. Like
Like you go undercover type of thing. You go around the
Can you imagine walking around looking like Joe from You, bro?
No, a lot of the times it's not even going undercover. You just send emails being like,
Yeah.
"This looks sus."
Yeah, what do you want to say about it?
Yeah. Like, what is this?
Because those stories blow up.
Yeah,
they do.
and like you see, and this is the thing. I feel like in the journalism industry, we get so geeked about these kind of investigations, and like whenever someone else does like a massive investigation, we're like that's crazy.
he's him.
Boris Johnson is
She's
showing partners.
Yeah. And but then like the general public, they're like, oh yeah, that thing that happened like a couple months ago. Yeah, and
You know why though? I don't know if it's probably because it's like we just get hit.
constantly.
You get hit with
There's
it
something
constantly.
new always.
So it's different when it's like this is your job and there's the thrill of like, oh snap, like we actually discovered this compared to like, oh again, you can't trust them again.
You know what it is? This is what it kind of feels like, because it kind of feels like
Gosh,
like
give me a panda that just gave birth, please.
facts and smiling, because it kind of feels like you're in a relationship with this country that you're in, and it keeps cheating on you.
yeah,
Right? It's like, imagine, I don't know, you're in a relationship with someone and like people keep telling you, oh, we saw them at the club with so and so. Again? Again? Like, I don't want to hear it anymore.
Man,
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, you guys enjoy it. That's
Yeah.
cool and all. But like, yo, you guys control the taxes? Is it? Oh, okay, calm.
Oh, wow. Okay.
No,
Yeah.
seriously, and this is one thing that we're very conscious of, like kind of. I forget the term.
Fatigue.
For it. Yeah, news fatigue amongst audiences.
I told you I'm the smartest person in the world.
Okay. But yeah, that fatigue, and we're very conscious of it, which is why, like, for example, the Daily Aus, we started a good newsletter, good news newsletter to kind of give people a break from like all the dark and gloom that happens, you know, in the week. But
You guys running out of good news a little bit?
don't worry about that.
Sometimes.
What, you know
Whereas
something?
like, hey, what's going
Hey,
on?
somebody spilled their coffee to look like a smile. Breaking news.
Bad, bro.
Yeah, like it's hard. It's so hard. And that's another thing like that adds to like the burnout that you see
Yeah.
a lot of journalism go through because
for
you're
sure,
just
yeah.
seeing so much dark content and dark stories constantly.
Well,
Yeah.
I've got a question. I actually remembered also what I want to leave behind randomly. Just came to head. But what was a story that broke and it like the whole office was just like, oh snap. Like it just threw you guys into like turmoil or like go chase, figure this out. Like what was a crazy story in
What's your
2024?
9/11?
Goodness.
Like the one that just shakes everyone.
Yeah, whereas like I need a second to.
even one of those.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the-
That's what
the
I'm saying.
office kinda
Like I can't believe this happened.
Bit
Yeah.
song.
So many
yeah.
many moments and it when you're in it, when you're in journalism, those moments happen so regularly. It can be like once a week. Like
Damn.
you forget about it. Like some weeks I'll finish and I'll be like, what did I do this week? And I've done like a million stories, but they all start to blur. I think the most recent one was Alan Jones. He's a former Australian presenter who's been charged with allegations of sexual assault and all of them.
Oh, that's not good.
Not at all.
I did not see that.
And it was just a massive moment, and like it was one of those things. And this man's like 90 or something.
Oh, it was the kind of thing like we all looked up to this guy?
Yeah, like he was a big.
Timothy, yeah.
He was a big name. Yeah, he was a big name in journalism for like decades. And then when all these allegations finally broke and he got charged, like it was just one of those massive moments. And like he faced,
Everyone's like,
he was in court last week, and like it was just those moments where like every screen on the in the newsroom was just him in front of the court.
That would be big, yeah.
And just moments like that where we're like, all right, we've got to.
Speaking of oh sorry.
No,
I
go
thought you would. No, go.
Go on.
I want to hear.
I was just gonna say, I enjoy those moments,
Yeah.
like those breaking moments.
Fair.
Yeah.
The whistleblower thing. Thoughts on Julian Assange?
Freedom.
Are you trying to get me to lose my job?
I'm just trying to break some news.
What is this?
That's a saga.
Wait, yeah. What? Or actually, no. Forget thoughts on Julian Assange.
Yeah.
Break down Julian Assange for me and my listeners a bit more, because I've heard about him for years. I know the gist of things, but I don't fully get where, what happened, where things are at, what.
Well, he's free now.
I was gonna say free
Yeah.
now.
He's free now.
And where's he at now? Do we not know?
Some undisclosed location.
Oh,
in
where
Sydney.
is he hiding?
No, I don't know.
Wait, hold on. I thought he,
No, he's home. He's in Australia.
I thought he came back.
Look, I worry that I'm gonna get it wrong, like trying to break it down, but
Feelings, no facts.
no, I'm gonna
Completely against it.
Let's not do that to her, please.
But basically, what happened was he had kind of created WikiLeaks,
Yeah.
and he used that platform to kind of publish these hidden, or what the FBI, an American,
Didn't want
shown about the war crimes that were happening in the Middle East. So he had gotten a copy of these files and he had published them to the public, and that pissed off a lot of people. And basically, he escaped. I'm pretty sure America was trying to extradite him for years, like to come back to America. There was a alleged assassination attempt.
Sorry, what's his background? Like in
He's
terms,
Australian.
no, in terms of career.
I couldn't.
Don't know. All right. So he's just
tell
some guy that had this
Yeah.
information.
But he calls
So he had
himself
to be up there somehow.
I believe so.
Yeah.
I believe so. I'm not going to
Yeah,
say
yeah,
too much
it's
because
calm.
it's so long ago. But yeah, he's free now, and that just went on for so long. And part of the attitude was just like, why is he being punished for telling people the truth?
For shining light.
Yeah, shining light on the kind of horrific crimes that happen and the kind of like exposing the American military and stuff like that. So they didn't obviously want that to come out. And
That's a very
it's
interesting
free.
stance as a country to take. Like when it's like general public is like, no, this person like
Hero in
now
their
what
eyes.
he is.
hero in our eyes,
hero,
but then
yeah.
like, no, we gotta get him. I don't want to hear it.
No, so he's not a hero because It's not good.
We gotta get him. You know what I mean?
It's crazy.
Because where did he was in? I know he got in prison at
He ended
one
up like
point.
Sweden or something
Yeah,
like
Might
that.
be Sweden. He was cool.
Yeah.
UK at a point in time as well.
In an,
That's
he was
such
in,
a
an, in
saga.
an embassy in the in the UK.
That whole embassy thing
Jeez.
kills me.
Yeah.
The fact that like because this has been named a territory of this country, like the laws,
Yeah, the change.
it changes me. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm in the French embassy in England, and now I'm in France. You can't touch me. You know, like
crazy.
madness. The way we've just made up these fake rules. Like no, you're not in France. You're actually still in
It's
England.
still, they catch you, bro.
Bro, but like the fact that that's what's said, I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Now I'm just thinking of every
God, I wish
journalism
you would have
hot
told
topic.
me you were gonna bring this up. I would have.
Oh
Studied.
no, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Done the
research.
Another
Right.
journalism hot topic: Jamal Khashoggi. Do you remember that one? The one that the Saudi embassy and they chopped him up.
Oh my!
You don't remember this?
What year was this?
Like 4 years ago, maybe 3 years ago.
Recent.
Yeah. It was big news around the world. Like they literally cubed his body.
I think you told me this, but yeah, my
Yeah.
goodness, bro.
Yeah.
Don't remember this.
very,
Okay,
very
let's keep it
interesting.
live. Let's keep
Guy's
it
looking.
cute.
Nah,
He's looking for a job
I know.
at TDA right now.
How?
I would love to. I would actually love to.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can do the graphics.
I literally
Would
can.
you ever get into journalism?
Uh,
Not yet.
He doesn't believe in
Like the
facts.
reporting
You don't believe
side?
in
Nor can see facts and say, "Nah, my truth is better."
I don't think I can be fully unbiased
I
to
was gonna
the,
say-
like to the point
Yeah.
of no. Actually, I think I can.
Liar.
I don't think you can.
I think I can't.
Yeah, you can't.
Gotta come and say Messi's
But
the best
because
player, yeah.
I'm like
The sole holder of truth in the world.
no, I love justice.
Slow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I say slow too often.
It's all right. It's only your second time. You're good.
No, it's like my fifth time.
But I think it's because I like justice. I think too many things are just gonna.
Go on.
Yeah, like as in, where does it go?
You have
Where
like
does it go?
moral conflicts, internal moral conflicts.
Yes,
Yeah?
yes, and I think
If you didn't say
Yeah.
something.
I'll spin a story.
literally, I'll spin
Spin
the
a story to get the.
I'll spin the story.
No, I get that. I get that. And that's
The African youth have never done a crime.
in their favor.
Everyone was doing blackface. It was never a single African was out there.
Yeah, you people.
no, it's really hard. It's and I get that. And there's a space for advocacy and there's a space for journalism and it's like a fine line and they
Yes.
don't like
I
it.
do blog.
Yeah.
I do blogs.
Could run.
Well, I do a
It'll
podcast.
get done for
That's
hate.
what the heck I do.
You'll get
I
done
do a
for
hate speech,
podcast
bro.
and just share my opinions. That's what I do.
That's so yeah.
Yeah.
And it can be hard sometimes, especially having that lived experience that can influence. But it's like for me, it's more about just informing the masses and like educating people and getting like just making sure the public have the full information of what's going on.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I feel like for the most part, a lot of the public don't care to
tapped
do
in like
the
that.
work of rationalizing information and facts that you get. A lot of people, again, I'm generalizing here, but I feel like a lot of people, for the most part, just give me the what should I think?
Yeah.
Just give me what I should think,
Would it be cool?
and I'll take
at
that away.
The bottom where it's like a section I'll say my opinion. Right?
Or as in after you've presented a story.
Yeah. Like, tell me what you think.
I know, because I feel like there's not. A lot of people are quite lazy sometimes and don't do the mental gymnastics required to rationalize and think about, okay, this is what's happening here, this is what's happening here. What should I form on this? A lot of times it's just like, all right, let me go to this bias as heck news corporation instead, and then let me just run with that narrative. Did you know that they're eating the dogs and the cats? You know what I mean? Like,
It is a lot of mental.
Wait, can I run with this? Because this is the Utah thing when Trump said they're eating
oh,
dogs.
I mean, I just went to that now. It's a real joke, but
Yeah.
If one dog was eaten,
then they're
is he
eating
not
dogs.
right?
My
Then they're
goodness.
eating the dogs.
Because there was actually
Yeah,
a story.
They
No, but
multiple.
That's
he's saying if
crazy.
multiple people shared in the
Nah,
meal.
but these days they can be one person.
Yes.
Oh, that's
These-
crazy. That's crazy.
Done.
They could be one.
They could be one.
Bro, you just squandered your.
He just didn't-
He squandered your interview at
What do you
TDA,
mean?
bro.
I come through, graphics are just black and white.
No, that was wild of him to say.
It's stuff like that. But then there's people that hear that like, yes.
No, and I think that's why people like Donald Trump and Fox Media
That's why you
and stuff
can-
do so well. The
Yeah,
Ben Shapiro's, the
100%.
Candace
I
Owens.
can't stand that. Oh, that's another thing I want your opinion on.
Yeah.
Candace not being allowed into Australia.
Oh.
Look,
Because I have an opinion.
let's hear it.
I think she wasn't allowed because she's a black woman and conservative. But I don't think the conservative.
Whoa, where did you get this
Black
off from?
No, I said this
On the pod?
on our pod.
I
Yes,
remember the black one.
because I was saying who was the other people that were denied entry. I can't remember who it was, but I think it was to do with that. Yeah.
Burn 'em away.
Yeah. What was your opinion?
Look, I think it's really hard again, but I think the government was trying really hard to distance ourselves from all the chaos that's happening in America.
Yeah.
Because what relevance does she have to Australian politics and Australian, like, you know?
And she dissed us back in the day.
Yeah.
She said Australians are stupid.
I think internally we are so divided right now. We have so many, like, you know, social like challenges going on, and I think the government saw it as a kind of way to fend off any more issues being added.
Like, don't
to
inherit another problem.
Yeah, we don't.
That can filter into
Yeah,
problems
yeah.
here as well. Because what you do is, I think some people can look at what's going on there, but then now start applying that into here,
Absolutely.
which is there's similarities, but then at the same time we are not in America at all. Like what I see going on in that place. Is
Because what was her
madness.
agenda? It was
Conservatism.
entertainment, yeah?
Conservative.
No, to come here.
Just to
Like,
give
it was
talks.
It was just
chat,
a talk.
yeah.
So it was just,
Just
purely
like
No, this is what I had said.
Little
I
yap
said
sesh.
it was because they let what's his face come in, the
Yeah, but
old
they-
guy that always sounds like he's gonna
You talk
die.
about like the Petersons and the
Jordan
Cardones,
Peterson.
But they are not political. They don't speak from political
Yeah, they
lenses.
don't. Yeah.
I guess
Difference.
we had Dr. Umar come here.
Oh my God.
I don't think they didn't know about him enough.
They didn't know.
That's what it was. The government didn't know about him enough, bro.
They said Doctor Who.
Bro,
As a doctor, we need doctors right now.
And he builds a school.
No, but I just think it's like, it's one of those things where American conservatism is so far from Australian.
It's crazy.
like,
Yeah.
conservatism. It's like it's another level, and the basis that they denied her visa on was like she was coming on a work visa or something like that, and she was coming to work.
Gotcha.
It wasn't like a leisure visa.
Right.
Visa.
Fair.
And because she was doing an Australian and New Zealand tour, New Zealand actually revoked the ban, so they're letting her come to New Zealand.
Oh wow.
But Australia's like standing on business and being like, we're not allowing
Slay.
her to come. Slay.
Are we back on the
I guess
record?
are we back now?
Yeah, we're back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Yo, I have
So
my
what
thing
was your thing?
to leave back.
leave, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Because I got done by this recently.
Oh no.
So you know on TikTok, I don't think you even know this. You know on TikTok how sometimes like your like drama box or short clips. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but now this is all I see. It's the ones where they'll show you like the movies, like 15 seconds
right.
or a minute of like. There's one that got me. I know, guys. I went and watched the rest of this movie. It was Return of His Highness or something like that. You know these like
The clips, yeah.
Korean
the short clips.
like movies. It'll be the clips. Yo,
Yep.
and they're so dramatic. It's always the same kind of plot where someone's got a hidden identity, but then it's like they just apply that to a completely different storyline, and I'm locked in again. But I think, normally you watch it, they'll give you enough, and then comes in as like ads on your TikTok. It'll keep coming, and then right at the point when it's like, oh my gosh, they're gonna reveal the identity. I'm like, I've been waiting for this. I've watched 8 clips worth now. They were like, oh, well, that's it. It's time for you to go ahead and download our app, and you can pay about $4 a week or whatever to unlock the episodes. They have like, each movie is broken up into like 100 episodes or something like that.
Crazy.
And I was looking at this like, okay, so first of all, I went and found it on Daily Motion. Shout out Daily Motion. They've got everything that you can't find anywhere else on there. It was a 2-hour movie. After I finished my clips, I went and watched the remaining 30 minutes on Daily Motion. But we need to leave these kind of people behind, as well as Google ad targeting, because they're getting me on everything now.
That's so funny.
They found me on Instagram. I'm getting the same daily, what did I call it again? Daily box or movie box, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm getting the same ads on there now too. I was watching YouTube yesterday. The YouTube ads came up and they got me on that as well. I was like,
That's
okay,
so
I'm actually
funny.
finished. They think that I'm a fiend for this now, which I am, and I'm recovering. But they're getting me everywhere. So we need to leave those those kind of like accounts behind, as well as this Google targeting that just absolutely rinses you. Like Google will see you like something a little bit, and they'll say, "Have it,
brother."
have it all,
Yeah.
So it
take
is,
it all."
have it and then have its competitors,
Yeah.
and then
Bro.
now make up your mind.
Fam, yeah, because I started stumbling on short clips too. I'm like, bro, I thought it was just these one guys on TikTok, but now I got everybody. But the movie was fire.
I agree.
I agree
like,
with that one.
So what happened to his highness?
Bro, so like, you know, he was meant to like marry his wife, and then he was like a bum, so she's like, just go away, you can't have me or whatever. So he went and became like the emperor of like the nation. And then he came back to his village, like all like humble, like in
And he took her sister.
commoner clothing. Oh, it's funny you say that. But he came in commoner clothing, and she's like, ew, who are you? Like, oh, you came back, you're not even the emperor yet. I'm marrying this guy now. Turns out he's him of the whole country. And then it's just sequentially like a prince comes in, a knight comes in, da 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 da, and he's the top guy of all of them. And then he revealed his identity, and then he made her sister like his. Yeah, it was
No way. I like
This
it.
guy just doing this the whole time.
No, my legs.
Behind him.
I was watching like this, and I'm like, bro, if mom comes home and she comes and says, "What have you done all day?"
You take the chicken out the freezer.
What chicken? What chicken? But his identity's about to, you know.
He's the emperor now.
We have to. I'm done with
So
these. I have
funny.
to. Yeah. I have
Let
to
him
leave
go.
it back
Oh,
because
that's-
they get you.
Yeah, but
For a
it's
second.
working. That means whatever they're doing, it's working.
Nah,
They
man,
got you on
it made me act jobless. It made me behave. Even though I'm on leave right now, I felt very jobless.
For a second, I thought the two of you were going to say we need to leave behind TikTok.
Oh no.
Me too. And I was gonna
I mean-
fight.
No,
Okay.
Now TikTok can stay. I'm
That's the best.
Sure.
Has to stay.
Yeah, that's
I'm alright.
that's
Well,
stay
Well,
for now.
you know the US?
Yeah, the ban.
The US ban?
It's coming up, yeah. Like,
Allegedly.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
They've
Like, if it
said this
actually
so
goes
many
through,
years.
no, but like
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
it's within legislation now.
Yeah,
Apparently.
it's like the ban is in,
Yeah.
it's past
So
legislation.
first of Jan, right?
TikTok.
Not 1st of Jan, 20th of Jan.
Oh, when the
or
presidency,
like the 19th
yeah.
of Jan or whatever.
Crazy.
And passed both houses of parliament. And then and then TikTok went to the Supreme Court and was like, wait a second.
Yeah.
One more time.
Hola,
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Hola, listen.
And then the Supreme Court was like, okay, fine. So they're going to have a hearing next week. And then if like they can overturn the ban, they will. And then Trump's coming in being like, I have a soft spot for TikTok in my
He
heart.
does
Now,
now,
yeah, he
right?
switched it up,
I don't
yeah.
understand this.
switching
I
up.
feel like it's because partially it won him the young people for this election.
Allegedly.
And because the clips were going crazy for this
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
and
yeah,
then he was good at it. It's like,
His little dance.
Minivan. And he came out to Minivan. I was like, this is kind of cool. Right? But it's like, it really works. So it's like, it's crazy to see him flip flop. But I also don't, what's the basis of America going, we don't want TikTok?
They said
Is
there's
this the data thing?
allegedly security and data sharing with China and stuff.
Can I be honest with you?
Concerns.
I'd agree with them if that's if that's true.
No.
If that's
I
true,
believe.
no, I do. Like, as in,
yeah.
like, you shouldn't be able to share my people's data with you.
Yeah, I agree with that. Sure. But come on. Meta is selling your data to
Oh,
who
100%.
knows where.
Yeah.
Like all these
I know.
the American government is selling their people's data for free, basically. Like,
Selling for free.
What if my brother's selling drugs? He's just misled. What if Daniel's brother's selling drugs? He's a bad person.
He's an African gang.
Yeah, he is.
He's an African gang. African guy? He's here.
Matt.
We found him.
So bad TikTok in the US.
they plan to ban it by the end of January,
Bro, 'cause-
which is crazy because I think if all the Americans
Yeah, I was
leave,
gonna say,
get on
what
it.
will be the app?
Right now, I kind of like doing my TikTok, bro.
Where's
we're fine.
Cooking with Kaya gonna go?
Bro, see, now this is the problem with me on TikTok because
crazy.
I'm still trying to like tap in. Like, you guys are your fiends now, yeah? I'll see something and not know the origins. I was singing a song. I was like,
said, why are you singing that song,
Even my
sir?
sister was home too. I was like, wait, what's wrong with it? Like, does she
That's
shake cheeks on the? And then it
crazy.
turns out,
I've never actually seen her do it. I just see her like all
What
these
does
guys
she
do
do?
it.
I did not know. No, because this is me with Anna Paul too. I was like, yo, I love this girl's vlogs. I was like, I can't believe you actually love it. I was like, what did she do? OnlyFans or something?
That's crazy.
But yeah, no more cooking with Kaya for the Americans.
Wow.
She'll go onto YouTube. She'll be fine.
She'll be right. Yeah,
she'll
it's
be
just- I think it's interesting because like you look at this might be not even true anymore, but like there was restrictions on what's on the Chinese TikTok feed in China.
Okay.
So
Run with this because I love how this all went, but continue.
yeah, I mean, this was a whole thing that people were saying at a point in time that apparently there's a lot more educational and inspirational stuff that was being shown on the Chinese TikTok feed. So
So this was a lie that Andrew Schultz made up. It was a lie that Andrew Schultz made up,
my
which
God.
sounds a bit
Andrew
real.
Schultz, the comedian?
The comedian.
Yeah.
He said this. I think it was on an episode of his podcast.
There
and
was
he
an
said
ep-
it,
he
he said
said
it with bare confidence.
bro, but then there was when you go on and you're seeing it.
And then it went to the point where you remember when I think it was the Singaporean guy that was in Congress, right?
yeah.
And then one of the
sorry for him.
guys was like, "Is it true that you guys are showing content in China that's like better for the kids educationally?" And I was like, it went all the way to the guys in
That's
Congress fully
crazy.
believing this,
Oh, wow.
which I'm like, I think it's kind of funny for a comedian to take it that far and like people just run with anything.
I feel
Yeah.
sorry for
But then
the
it's like we
CEO,
all believed it because
yeah.
it feels a little bit believable. It sounds like something China would
They
do.
were showing some stuff. Yeah, but then again, the stuff that's being exported out from China that we're watching, like, interesting, bro. I just feel sorry for the CEO anytime he's in the conversations because you just see a man that's tired of it. You can just see a man that's tired of these conversations. Like, no, that's false.
It's almost comical the way these guys in Congress are. Like,
It is.
like they're asking him about China. He's like, Senator, I'm from Singapore. He's like, I have nothing to do with
This
China.
is the thing. Like a lot of them in Congress and like
Career
in-
politicians.
Yeah, career politicians who are like just middle aged, like
never
don't
lose
know
their positions.
anything about social media, don't know anything about whatever. They just
the
hear
people.
they just hear China,
Yeah.
Oh, I know a little bit about that.
and it's just like I don't know. I'm personally a TikTok fiend.
same.
I'm on that app every
Yeah, baby.
single day. It's so good
For
And
research
it's-
purposes, though.
Yeah, of course.
Doris.
It's just it's like I remember the early days of TikTok. You remember the early days like
Yes.
COVID?
When it was like embarrassing, like with you.
Yeah, everyone was like, "Oh, this child's app,
Beneath.
like,
Oh, yes. It was very
who's going to
beneath
do
me.
that?"
That was
and
me,
then
man.
and then the lockdowns happened,
Yeah.
and everyone got bored. And everyone said, "Let me."
I
Just,
came onto TikTok like this year.
That's crazy.
I was
to me.
proper
late-
on
you were
it
late
this
to
year.
it.
That's crazy.
I fought it for a long time.
See, I downloaded it in 2020 when COVID happened,
Damn.
and I was bored in lockdown. I was like, "Okay, let's see what people are talking about."
Yeah.
I downloaded it, and it was like it was all right.
Just
And
Triller.
then everyone else came on because
Yeah.
they were all bored as well, and then it just
You were
it
finished.
kicked off.
Exploded, yeah.
It kicked off.
Now my feed in the early days was very different. It was that just straight Australian like humor, and I was
God.
loving it. But now I've been corrupted. I've
They
got
discover you're black.
every-
Yeah, that's what it is.
I figured out.
As soon as they discover who you
Traitor.
are, they discover who you
Figured
are.
out. Yeah.
Because my one, I don't see anyone that's not black anymore.
Yeah.
Slang.
I was like,
man.
damn, they got me.
I want to ask this for the whole group now. Then, what do you guys think we should pay attention to more this year? So, like, it could be even someone like who's someone that we should put more eyes on, like in a good or a bad way, or something that we should pay attention more to in a good or a bad way as well. Yeah. If there's anything that comes to mind at all.
Do you have something?
China.
Oh my god.
Not like a bit of a joke, but also like I'm very curious with the whole car
I was gonna
market.
say, is it the cars? Yeah.
It's the car market. I just think like how fast they're producing vehicles at
Killing.
such a cheap rate compared to everybody else.
I would be walking.
I'm like,
now
is
still.
this the way to become like the major stakeholder of the world? Just curious.
Interesting.
Yeah.
They're bodying.
And I just think like in general, like
These are good whips,
yeah,
bro.
yeah. They're good. They're
They
good,
are, yeah.
pretty good cars.
Great
like,
whips.
yeah.
That's good, yeah. I think they were meant to start selling it like different places.
Yeah.
I think Europe still hasn't accepted the cars yet, but
Yeah,
The
Europe.
Neo is
Yeah, yeah. Because I think BYD is outselling Tesla now,
That's
Oh wow.
yeah,
crazy.
nowadays.
which makes sense because the price point is literally half.
Yeah, people are buying these electric cars cheap.
Wait, real quick. Do you have an American accent?
I grew up in.
You have the international.
Yep,
Julian
the
accent,
Middle East
yeah.
international kid. Yeah,
That's crazy.
yep.
Did you go to
She's on it.
international school?
I did. Yeah,
Where?
in Qatar. So I went to a British school there, but we had like Americans. Like literally everybody was there.
Yeah.
Just a bit of an identity issue over there on that side.
My last housemate had the international school accent. He grew up in Saudi Arabia.
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you, this man is a white man from Ireland.
Yeah.
He's a white man from Ireland.
Yeah.
So when you see on his birth certificate that he had the Saudi
Yeah.
passport for
Yeah.
ages, everyone thought he was a spy.
You know what's funny is
Like
The-
you look at him,
It doesn't
Yeah.
make sense.
he's full white name, full
Yeah.
British parents, Saudi passport.
yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that's the spot.
Wait,
And like
how did he get a Saudi passport?
He got nice,
Because he was
bro.
born there.
They do that in Saudi?
Actually, I don't know.
Because the Middle East doesn't do that.
I think you just realized your housemate.
Your housemate was a spy, bro.
Yeah, husband's a spy. Yeah.
They don't do.
No, but he spent the first 10 years of his life in Saudi Arabia.
Fair.
And then
Saudi Arabian military camp, bro.
and then he came to Queensland and lived there.
Fair.
So sometimes, depending on who he's talking to, he has like the international accent, and he has the Irish accent when he talks to his mum, and then he has the Australian accent when he talks to his Queensland's mates.
Yeah.
And it's just so weird.
That's interesting. It is funny how the accent
Julian.
is like
It's Julian Assange, man.
it'll just be like across different people. Like I know there's one girl in Melbourne, she's Eritrean, and she like it's the first time I met her, I was like, "Do you go to school in Dubai?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "You sound like it."
so
like it's a very that third culture kid is a very interesting thing. It's very exciting for me when I meet them because I don't meet too many of them here.
I was gonna say you're the only person I know that sounds this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nani could be this friend.
Yeah.
It's only when you say certain words. And
Yeah, I
that's
say
what
my
I'm like-
R's.
Yeah.
Water and
then you say fast
fast.
and
Noah was
past.
struggling with women for a while.
Woman?
Yeah.
What's wrong with
How
woman?
do you say it?
I was never struggling
Say
with women.
pool.
I was never struggling with women. This guy's a hater. I saw what you tried to do.
2025, you better on
That's talking about way, like.
That's so
No, like the plural woman, like it sounded the same every time you say it.
Woman.
Yeah. What else do you want to pay attention to then?
China is what you say.
Yeah.
I think that's an interesting
Just
one
the
for
way
me.
that
that's
they're doing well with the car
interesting.
market
Because
and
right
that.
now they're
Yeah.
acting a bit quiet, but they're making moves.
Nothing crazy's happened, yeah? So,
Yeah.
They're making moves, but
But
it's just
I
not-
mean no, but also like globally. I'm not just saying like Australia. Like, I'm like when you look at the whole Silk Road thing and like just their influence into a lot of African nations, a lot of Middle Eastern nations, like all that kind of stuff. Like, I mean, Nigeria is literally learning Mandarin in school now, right? As like another language, like all this kind of stuff. I think Sri Lanka years ago sold all their gold reserves to China or something like that. So it's like that to me just sounds like a really slow takeover.
Yeah.
interesting. Can I say something that is just a little silly?
Go for it.
yeah.
Spatial awareness.
Okay.
We've got to be. We've
To
got to
focus more on it,
got
be
to
more aware.
focus more. We as like society, people have to just. For me,
What's been happening in Sydney?
I have an opinion on this,
it's
but
Australia's becoming too crowded for people not to have spatial
That's
awareness.
hilarious, yeah.
Oh my god, it actually like drives me crazy.
do you
Tackling
think
you in the streets or something?
Yeah, like it's just like you'll be walking down the street and the person in front of you just stops and pulls out their phone. No spatial awareness to realize that they're in the middle.
Gets
of the
me every
street.
time. Yep,
and I'm
yep,
just
yep.
like, come on.
I don't do that. I hate it when people do that. I actually.
If you've got to check
Oh
your
my
phone,
days.
step
Out.
to the side.
Step to the side.
Get
Out
out,
of the
get
way.
out.
Yep.
And this is even in cars. You're taking 3 business days
Yeah.
to turn. Oh my
Yeah.
god. You're
sometimes,
people in the past. No, okay, that's
Someone's banging in the face. bro.
okay. No, you're catching this straight. when I've noticed here, like the past couple of days, no one indicates anymore.
Oh,
No one indicates anymore.
Melbourne?
Like on the streets.
yeah.
Think you're
On the streets, I don't. If no one's around me, I'm.
Okay,
I'm
if no one's around.
Yeah. No one's around. I'm like,
yeah, but that's spatial awareness.
Yeah, that
You're
is.
not doing
that
it
is.
the
because,
height
yeah.
of
Exactly.
spatial awareness.
Yeah.
But if you're in peak traffic and you know there are like 3 cars trying to get into the lane you're trying to get into, why would you like? I don't know.
Do you think in
It's because no one looks up in Sydney.
probably?
in like walking around and like in the malls and the streets and all that kind of stuff, do you think certain ethnicities struggle with spatial awareness
I'm
a bit
not
more?
getting into this, sir.
It's a
Nice
yes.
try.
It's a yes.
Nice try.
Because I do. I won't tell you which ones, but I think there are certain ethnicities that
Tell
struggle
us.
a
Don't
bit
Comment
more.
in
start it
there.
and then not say it.
We don't turn
Tell
our
us.
comments off. Put it in there. Let us know who you think we're
Rhymes
talking
with
about.
raisin.
No, shut up. You're speaking now. Hey.
My bosses, I am so sorry. This was a mistake. This was
That's
a
all right. Hey,
mistake.
to our bosses, it's okay. We'll turn off the comment section.
What have I walked into?
Oh, that's hilarious.
Nah, I'm with that spatial awareness.
Spatial awareness.
Let's
We've-
go.
I do like that. That's a good one.
I want us to look at what's going on in Ghana a little bit more. So recently, they just opened up their borders to anyone holding like it's visa-free travel now. I believe. Let me know
For African
for anyone
passports.
from any African nation. And I'm like, this is something that we need to figure out a way to make it work well. But just why is it so difficult?
Yeah.
To travel within Africa. Like it's the craziest thing still to me.
The
I kind of
second,
wish, I like how in Australia you don't need a passport to go interstate. I just wish it was like that in Africa.
Like that kind of movement,
That's so good.
That would be so
Because
good.
there was a lady I saw that she's riding around she's trying to get around through all of Africa, like all, I forgot like pretty much all countries.
Riding?
Yeah, all countries that are on the land.
Yeah.
And she's gone through maybe I think it was like 13 now so far or something. But she was trying to go from, I forgot where, but I think she was trying to get into Togo. They were just making it the most difficult. She even had like one of the higher ups from whatever the commission is that handles everything. And it was still difficult for her. Like, I'm just like, this is crazy. So it would just be lit to see the movement of travel. Because I think the information sharing that can go down now, the trade, if we are building that up a lot more, it could look different. But yeah, I was like, even in general, the way Ghana is just turning the place into a tourism country now as well, a hub. I'm like, hey man, Nigeria, this is what we call it.
Nigeria and Ghana is the
But
spot.
instead, our electricity is just no walking, bro. But it's lit to see what they're doing there. Like, I would love to see what else comes from this because they're making some good moves over there. Yeah. That's it. What else?
That's a good one. Okay. I'll probably just say this is something that I've always disliked, and it's actually a department within the media.
Cool.
Itself. Paparazzi. I honestly dislike, I know it's a job, it's someone's job, they have to do it, but I dislike paparazzi so much. Obviously, I've never...
They harass you, eh?
The harassment that they cause to people, but it's even like taking photos that, like, why are you taking a photo from that angle and then posting it and exposing an individual like that? For me, I'm just like, yeah, paparazzi, they just need to either just calm down or, because I know you need to take photos. Like, obviously, if something goes down, you're sending your paparazzi to go get photos. I think this is more probably pertaining to like the entertainment type
Hollywood.
of media. Yeah, like your E-News,
TMZ.
your TMZ, those type of guys that are really like in your face. They have no boundaries at all when it comes to spatial awareness and just leaving people alone kind of thing. But yeah, I think paparazzi, if that's you and you just don't know how to leave people alone, get it together. It's 2025, man. Learn how to take a photo from a distance. Get someone's good side.
I feel like they can't
don't
zoom in from a distance.
I know. But I just think it's just so ridiculous. And you see, especially when it comes to kids, I know a lot of, like I said, this is more to do with individuals and entertainers and stuff. But it's like, if someone doesn't want to show their kid, why are you taking a photo and then publishing that photo for? And it's like now they're going to have to, they're going to these publications and like
face.
begging. No.
They have to change the face
No,
now, bro.
but like going to the publication and like now I'm having to beg you, please don't post my child's face because, you know, it's something that we want to keep private, but they just make it so hard and so difficult. So I've always just never been a fan. Sorry if you are
paparazzi.
ever done that job, but I just, I can't get around it.
That was sad.
Bro,
I just can't get around it.
I was thinking of the career change, but now no. I didn't want to do it.
Mom would hate me.
I don't want to do it anymore. No.
oh my days.
But yeah, that's probably mine to live in
Loose.
24.
What's the question?
I think I said
Think
like,
of
What are we
focus
leaving?
on.
focus on,
Lock in
or
on.
pay attention,
Pay
pay more
attention.
attention.
Like, if you're single.
Oh my god.
This guy's an idiot.
What is your
This guy's an
problem?
idiot. This guy's an idiot.
You guys tell me this guy just got into a relationship yesterday.
Almost.
Seriously.
Say you knew this without saying you knew this. Yeah.
We get it. You just got.
I'm just going to have my friends. They know who they are.
Okay.
Nah, I'm joking. Actually, it's very similar to what you said previously, like your interest, which is politics and policy. I think, I think as well, we had election in October. Here? Was it October?
Something like that.
Something like
Yeah.
that. October, November.
Oh, like the council.
Yeah,
shake
council.
up,
So yeah. It's just like, you know, I feel like the average young person doesn't really know much about it, doesn't know how it will affect. Because you're right, it like starts over here and it actually affects you, right? We just don't know how. But yeah, I think we should maybe focus a little bit more on that.
We've been saying this for like 3-4 years that we're gonna pay more attention to politics and that.
Yeah. But I think
Chat
we need
GPT, tell me how to feel about it.
Summarize
to-
this.
but that's just my thing. I just like, it'd be cool if everyone just understands a little bit more about it.
Yeah. On this, I think pay more attention to AI was because bro, these changes are quick. And I was curious to ask you this before. How much or how do you guys use AI in journalism?
Well, we're not using AI to write our stories. I think that's a concern that a lot of people have about AI in spaces like journalism.
Right.
A robot just wouldn't be able to do it as effectively. I mean, you see on your phone now when you Google something, the first thing
Summaries.
is like
Gemini.
yeah, like the AI or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But we use AI to kind of help us with our processes in terms of like when it comes to video editing. We shoot a podcast, we put it into an AI kind of software that
like Riverside
transcribes
type
everything,
stuff, yeah.
and we can cut out takes and stuff in that, and then export it as like an edited video or like you know those type of features. I think when people think of AI, they think of like that scary generative AI that like paint me a portrait or whatever, or like write a novel for me. But AI is like the tiny features, like
Assistive.
Assistive AI. That's the type of stuff that we use in our
Interesting.
day to day.
I'll be asking AI.
Because I make it do my job. I make it do my job. Yeah.
Because I was gonna say like, not that anyone would have to know, but they could easily type up something and say summarize this to make it sound like this.
Oh, absolutely. It's crazy what AI can do now.
Yeah.
And it's scary to think about where it's going and how quickly it's growing. And I just think like the general public should at least, you're right, keep an eye out on it, because it's like when computers and laptops and phones were introduced and people were like, oh, that's not going to become a thing, and then they got left behind. They were like that group of like people, the generations maybe that got left behind because they weren't keeping up with it. That's kind of how I feel about AI. Should at least like be aware of what we have. And
I'm rinsing it. Nah, AI is doing wonders. Wonders for me.
it's actually great.
I
Like,
pay for that 4.0.
Bro, me and my dad pay for premium.
You got
You go from free to premium, you know.
You know, like, there's a lot of subscriptions that I'll look at the credit card statement at the end of the month and I'm like, far out, bro.
I gotta
Like,
cancel a few of these.
I see the ChatGPT one, I'm like, bro, I love it. Mwah.
You want more?
Take my money.
Take more.
It even takes the international fee as well. Mwah, have it.
Don't worry about it.
Have it. You sprinkle salt. But
That's so
it's
funny.
moving at a pace. Like, the way it's integrated into phones now, the way Apple's taken up ChatGPT as well too, or the OpenAI software within the phone is mad.
The phones is crazy.
All the Androids obviously got like had Gemini and whatever, but it's crazy like the way it's we're good. It'll be cool to see what happened, what comes next. But I'll be asking her some stuff. I was like, yo, like, what do you think? When do you think
You say
technology
please and
is gonna
thank you?
take over? Oh, I say please and thank you all the
Please
time.
and thank you.
Yeah.
But when it flips,
You have to.
Yeah. But also
Gotta
to
be
make sure
nice.
it gives me good answers. Actually, I think it likes it, appreciate. It gives me emojis.
You ever said
it
love
smiles
you?
back at me.
That's so
Love
funny.
you is crazy, but one
Done.
day I will. Once it kills it and gives me $1 million idea, I will say love you.
A bit of emotions.
But yeah, it was like, yo, like, yeah, when do you think technology is gonna take over? Like, you know, or AI is
so
gonna
funny.
have emotions and it be talking. It
That's
just-
so funny. Or like, if I'm bored,
Yeah.
what's a recipe that I can cook in 30 minutes?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it'll
yeah.
give me a recipe.
Oh my
Yeah,
days.
that's-
So this is, many things, but it's like we've really transformed from the search generation to the ask generation now. It's like I don't want to look for information, just give me the information.
Yeah.
And then even the other day I was cooking some pasta for these guys, and I found a recipe on TikTok, screenshotted it, put up the thing into ChatGPT, and I was like, just make this for 15 people. And based on the portions, and like, based on 1 kilo of this, do everything, and it's just
I think you read it as 1,500 people because there's so much.
hey, did you like it?
Yeah,
Thank you.
it's good.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I like that they're changing from the search to the ask generation because definitely like I don't go. I'm not fact checking. This is why. I can't.
Never.
Yeah.
No. If it sounds good and feels good, it's right.
It's
It's
right.
all right. Fits my agenda. It's good. Yeah, it's bad though. Yeah,
It's so scary how things, and especially like, you know, how often things go viral. Like going viral used to be like, you know, oh, you went viral, get on Ellen right now.
Yeah.
now she's having like these people are sifting
Now-
through like what's worth it to even. Yeah.
Now everyone goes viral, and it's like it's not a thing, you know. Like no one bats an eye. This
Bro,
is why
like,
Alan
it's
went out
done.
of business because
Yeah.
just everyone was going.
No,
viral.
I think it's because she was an asshole.
Okay, yeah. You got me there. You got me there.
Like, you remember Charlie bit my finger? Like, that would have actually been done within 24 hours here.
Yeah, no,
Like now.
seriously.
Bro, I laughed at that for 5 years.
Bro, until this day, Charlie.
But it's like one of those things now. Like you don't even think about it, and someone gets on Andrew Schultz, says something, and it goes viral, and it goes all the way to the U.S. Congress, and it's like scary.
That is
like
crazy.
thinking about
Yeah.
people who use that power for the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
I pay attention. I like it, man.
Pay attention.
That's a good thing. I wanted to ask what, I guess, where do you move into? What's the moves for your space now then? Like, is it continuing? I mean, obviously, we're not saying you want to leave your job or whatever, but
Paparazzi.
Yeah. Did she tell you that?
but yeah, like, what does the evolution in this career like look like for you then? This is
This-
LinkedIn bag. We're going back to today. I had the pleasure of.
No, I think I love what I'm doing now. I'm enjoying it a lot. I'm learning a lot in terms of like, I feel like I'm lucky and I've had a lot of opportunities and I've had a lot of, freedom to try out the different forums. I've done radio, I've done digital, I've done TV, I'm doing social media now. Like I just love that variety. And I think especially now because I am so young, I can do it. Like I don't have kids, I'm not married. Yeah.
To your parents' detriment.
Yeah, like I have that independence to like kind of try it all and take risk and like that's what I've been told, like in your 20s, just take risk. But I think at the end of the day, like I would like to go back into traditional media. I think it would be crazy to see Australia's first South Sudanese like news breakfast presenter.
Yes.
Like just
That would be beautiful.
you know how big you know how big that industry is. Like I know a lot of us don't watch morning TV,
Yeah.
but that's
It's huge.
still such
It's
a
huge,
huge
yeah.
industry. Maybe I can give it a shot.
You ever seen the photo of sunrise and it's like the cash cow and all the people? It's like representation. It's like 7 white
Cash
people,
cow gets
1 cow, 0 black people, 0 Middle Eastern.
I died at that. It's like they'd rather get an animal. I know that's on that couch before they get a black person.
That is crazy.
But I just think the ceiling is like there's still like I want to smash that glass ceiling, and it's like someone's got to do it.
That's cool.
And black people just follow as well, honestly.
Yeah.
Because I think people are like tapped in when they see their own people in that space as well. Like right now, I might not watch the breakfast show.
Sunrise.
Yeah.
Sunrise,
Yeah.
yeah, Sunrise, yeah. But it's like, oh, someone that I know, someone that looks like me is on that every day. Cool, I'm actually going to tune in. And I think that's also a lot of people as well.
Yeah, I think also for me it was always the idea that like, and I'll tell you this analogy because I love this analogy. It's like when you're in a group of people and they're like, oh, let's take a group photo, and the photo gets taken, and you go to look at the photo, the first person you look for in that
It's
photo
yourself.
is yourself.
Facts.
So when we're taking, like, if we took a snapshot of Australian media, black people aren't seeing themselves in the photo. So they're not interested. There's no reason to look at the photo. And it's like,
That's true.
like it's, and when I was told that, it like completely changed my mindset about like kind of my motivations and my like reasoning for getting into Australian media. And it's like, maybe there's a disinterest in journalism amongst Australia, like African Australians, because we don't see ourselves reflected in it, and we inherently think we're uninvited in those spaces, which is apparently untrue now.
It's definitely dope. It's it's noble.
Thank you.
hard
Thank
as
you.
well.
I've been called a lot of things, but never know.
New one, huh? Yeah, but it's a feat. It's still for sure.
I was gonna say though, like just to say it again, shout out. Was it Yusuf? No, like honestly, shout out, because you see a lot of the times we'll have the representation within our spaces, but then those people never really do anything to help or bring anyone else on board. So the fact that he was able to, get you through that door for you to excel in your career and keep moving forward, it's actually like shout out to him. That's massive. That's massive.
And that's one thing that I pride myself on. Like my LinkedIn DMs are always open. My Instagram DMs are always open. Like I love when people reach out to me and they're like, hey, I'm thinking about getting into the industry. What are your tips? Hey, I've got this interview. I don't know how to prep for it. What do you recommend? Like, I love when people do that, and I'm like, free advice all the time. And it's like, especially when it's one of our own, like, because I didn't have that guidance going into it, because I just didn't have that connection to the industry. And I'm like hoping that I can be someone's like connection into the industry.
Of course.
Yeah.
Mo, do you have a game?
I was gonna
at
say,
all for
Mo,
us?
do you have a game?
Oh,
Or-
we're still doing a game?
I was just gonna ask.
we-
If not, we'll
I
move
did,
it
but I
into
think
the-
we need to go, don't we? But I was gonna say I answered the question wrong. None
no.
of you guys stopped me before.
I mean, I was.
So I was
just
gonna
let you
say,
cook.
2025. What we should look forward to is our podcast, guys. Please tune in, listen, share, subscribe. We
Period.
like comment. You know, we've been doing this for a long time, guys. We really want you guys to just engage.
Not the tears, bro.
bro. Oh my god.
Like tune in, man. Tune in. We love what we
She's gonna
do. We
bang
love
you in
you
the face
guys.
if you don't listen to it.
That's
I
my
was
what
gonna
we should
scrap
look forward
you.
to.
Not the threat.
Carlos as well,
She's gonna beg you to what?
bro. African
Oh,
gangs,
if you're
bro.
single, yeah, Carlos will come
South
for you.
Sudanese gang.
That's crazy.
Whoa,
They're coming
Yeah,
get
guys,
you,
Well, let's
bro.
chill. Let's chill.
Pushing an agenda now.
That easy.
Yeah, that is. Nah, it was very good to have you come
Yes.
down.
Yeah, this was very fun.
Very
Thank you.
nice. Thank you very much. That went by quickly. How long has that been? Like,
2.5 hours.
that's crazy.
No, I'm playing. It's not
2 hours.
It's not. It's like just
Almost
under
2
2
hours,
Yeah.
That went by so quick. I
It's
feel
fun.
having fun.
It's
Yeah.
fun.
Everyone says it's the funnest podcast.
Come on, man. That's nice. Man. Even Dr. Umar, he loves it. Yeah.
I would have loved to have met that man.
Oh.
I just think there is something up here
that you
that
need
we
to
don't know.
investigate.
We don't know. I
What
need
he's
to.
thinking.
I just need to flesh it out
Yeah.
a little bit.
I'm
more.
being slandered
Yeah.
to this day on YouTube.
Like I
still.
just feel like he knows something that we don't, and like we think, uncle, come on.
yeah, but like, why is he so
Take him-
set?
Yeah, like he knows something
What's
that
going-
we don't, and I would love to have met him when he was in.
Yeah, he would have posted you on Instagram.
That's true. He
Posted
would've.
any black person he met.
Anyone black?
Well, apparently he was in Sydney, and they took him
Yeah,
to
he
Bondi.
was.
And I
Yeah,
was
that
like,
was where he first went into or something like
Yeah,
that.
I was like, why would you go to Bondi?
Oh, I know he was throwing up, crying.
You see his videos like been here for 4 hours.
Haven't
Just
seen
no black queens.
That is so funny.
period,
I don't know
bro.
where I was, but honestly, he's so real. There are
I don't know where I was.
don't know where I was, but
Yeah.
Sydney,
He's special.
like he's special, and he's so right about Sydney. It's so deprived of diversity.
Western Sydney's nice for
Western
diversity.
Sydney's nice, but
What?
the tolls,
It comes with its stuff.
the tolls to get out there.
Yes, your roads suck.
It's and that's what I was talking about. Like it's geographically so large that getting to the western suburbs,
That's crazy.
oh
Damn,
my
I didn't
god, I'm
realize that far
lazy.
out. Yeah, no, New South Wales is massive.
It's like at least 50 minutes with tolls on like a Saturday arvo.
Yeah, we
Like,
used to
it's
that.
crazy.
Yeah, I was gonna. She's expecting us to go. Whoa!
Yeah, no, we used to that here. Whoa.
Yeah, over here.
I was did an hour and a half yesterday, bro.
Wait, where are you guys in
With
Melbourne?
tolls.
Where are you guys based? Where do you live?
I'm 10 minutes from here. They're a bit further down.
Yeah, and then you're also on
It's
this side.
about, 30 minutes for him. I'm 40 away from here, but it's out.
That's crazy to me.
So like from Daniels to the west side might take you an hour 20
Hour
with
10,
no
hour
toll.
20, Yeah.
With tolls probably
With-
still an hour.
Yeah, hour 5.
Yeah, literally.
That's crazy to me.
Standard.
Yeah,
It's on my car right now. Yeah, my mechanic hates to see me coming. Bro,
Standard.
my service is due in September. I'm ready for him now. I'm ready now, boss. The kilometers are done.
Oh my god, me and you, I hate driving. So any reason to get out of
That's the one.
driving.
Oh, God, man. But yo, welcome. When
didn't
you're
answer
back
one
again,
question.
come true. Oh, you got another question?
No, I said she didn't answer one, but I asked her off camera. So
Oh,
That's us then.
it's
man.
fine, it's fine. I think that's
Alright.
us. Oh, you go.
no, I was just gonna say thank you so much
Oh.
for having
Thank
me.
you for
It's been such a
coming.
pleasure. It's been so fun. Those 2 hours just flew by, and I see great things in your future. 2025 is your year, and I see it.
Can't do this anymore.
If it doesn't turn out to be our year, we're the friend that needs to stop rapping.
Whoa.
If
That's
it's not,
true.
if
That's
it's not,
crazy.
if
I'm
it's
gonna
not
go
our
TDA.
year.
Nah.
What?
I hear they do a podcast over there.
Oh yeah, they want my opinions. No China, take back.
That's
Oh.
crazy. All right, cut the camera.
Thank you for joining us for another episode.
Thank you.
You can follow Achol there, and we'll catch you guys next week. We hope you guys have an amazing year,
2025, man.
and
Happy
join
New
us for the
Year.
journey.
Happy New Year. God bless you.
Bye bye.